And welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. Now what I'm going to do is I want to try and make sure I'm able to display the payslip in here. Okay, so I'm going to exit out and let's go back into our project and come right down here. Double click on total payment, the button, and come right down here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to come right down here and enter the name of my list box. The list box is known as LST payslip. Dot add item. The very first item I'm going to add will be the company's name, Pan Africa, which you guys can change to whatever you like. There. And I'm going to just draw a line here. Just grab hold of that and paste it right underneath here. Draw a line. No, let's make a double line and enter payslip in there. There. Just copy this line so that it's even. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Now the next value that I'm going to enter, let's enter empty space in there, and first of all let's say wage reference. So wage reference, let's say plus, tab, let's add another VB tab, and the reference is LBL pay reference dot caption. Right, that is fine. Now let's do one thing. Add a space here, bit of space right underneath. Now I'm going to copy and just populate it. So right, now the next one is going to be pay reference, and change the name to COB pay reference, followed by name, and the name that's going to be TXT employee name dot text. Then let's add a tax period, and that is going to be LBL tax period. Grab hold of this, paste it here. That caption. There. Then we have NI number. I'll just paste that in here. Copy that, paste it right here. Then I'm going to add taxable pay, the component called taxable pay, LBL, taxable pay. And I'm going to make this one pensionable. Pensionable pay. Copy that and paste that here. Right. With pensionable pay, I'm going to just make that just one single tab, and the same thing taxable, because the characters are a bit long, the characters here. Now let's go for the gross pay. And that is going to be LBL, gross pay. Copy that. LBL, gross pay. Okay, LBL, gross pay. Now we need two more. Copy this, paste and paste, and this is going to be deduction. Okay, and this will be deduction as well. LBL deductions, then net pay. Right, and this will be net pay as well. We don't need this. That's the last bit. I think that should take care of the payslip. I'm going to save that. Let's run it and see how that's going to look like. Enter some details in there, and whatever wages there, and here as well. No overtime. Calculate. Okay, this should be text. Alright, let's change that to text. Let's go back in there. Text. Dot text. Let's make sure that is it. Yeah, I think so. Try it one more time. There we go, look at that. That's fine. Okay, so we've taken care of that. Now let's take care of this one so that we can add whatever details of our employee straight onto the spreadsheet or the worksheet. End that. Scroll right down, double click on add payment. Alright, to add the items, first of all, I'm going to declare the following. Let's say dim WKS, we stand for worksheet, as worksheet. There. Now I'm going to also declare, let's say add new as range. Then let's set worksheet. That will be equals worksheet 1. This very one, let's see, that should be worksheet 1. This very one, yeah, that's fine. So let's just say sheet 1. This should be equals sheet 1, equals sheet 1, and set add new equals worksheet dot range and it's going to range, let's go for A, 65,356. Close that dot to the end, and that will be X up dot offset, and offset it by 1,0. Alright, now let's add each of the components. So I'm going to say add new dot offset. The first one is going to be in 0 by 0 dot value. That should be dot value. And the value that's going to be equals txt employee name dot text. Now the next one, I'm going to make that address. Let's just copy paste. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to have about 22. So the next one here is going to be address, txt address, followed by, let's enter postcode. And I'm going to make the next one gender. Right, and this one I'm going to make that LBL pay rate dot caption. Then this will be employer name, and here I'm going to make that the basic pay, basic salary is called. Okay, so far, and all of those details that I've just added, I'm going to have to add them as well on the worksheet. So in here, let's come here, that will be employee name here, and followed by employee name is the address. Then we have postcode, gender, pay reference, employer name, basic salary. Okay, so now let's do more in here. Okay. Now if I run it now, though not all will be there, just only this will be displayed. So let's run it to see what I'm talking about. Add this and enter whatever here. There we go. And if I click on this, let's see, click on add, there we go. Alright, but we don't have all of the details yet, so I'm going to now continue with the rest. Let's come down here, double click on this, and the next one I can just copy all of this and change it to round copy and paste that right underneath here and change the rest around. So I'm going to have to speed that up. Okay guys, all done. So but I still need to take care of this very one here. So the next one there, as you can see here, that should be the inner city. So I'm going to grab hold of that, paste that in here. We have the inner city, then beside the inner city is the overtime. Then we have the gross pay, then tax, pension, student loan, and I payment, and deductions, and I'm going to enter date here, tax, period, tax code, NI number, NI code, taxable pay, then we have pensionable, pay, and finally net pay. There, I think it's all done now. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the user form. So have a good look at the lines of code. Remember, you have to declare the following and assign every single component to each add new. There we go. So I'm going to run it now. Let's run that and see. Run. Select whatever here. Enter something here. And overtime. There. Okay, let's add this. Hopefully it should work now. Let's hope I haven't made any error. So I'm going to click on add. There we go. Look at that. You see that, guys? That is fine. I like that. Okay, and that's why it's advanced payroll management system anyway. So the next thing we want to do now is we now want to reset. Then we will take care, just tidy up one or two things and exit. Reset, exit. Now let's take care of exit first. That's a little bit easy. Double click on that. First thing first, dim. I exit as. So I exit as a VB message box result. And I'm going to now say I exit will be equals message box, and I'm going to enter as follows. Confirm if you want to exit. That will be my first argument, comma, then I'm going to say enter the following method, VB question. That will be the sign that you will see on the message box, plus VB yes no. Yes no will be the two buttons. One will be yes, the other one will be no, comma, and the last one is going to be payroll. That will just be the title, payroll system, and close that. Now using an if statement, if I exit equals VB yes, then unload me, and if that is my exit taken care of. Once you click on the exit, the system would prompt you to confirm if you actually want this to happen. Else, go ahead and do that. So let's run that. Click on exit. You see that? That is the question mark. Yes. Alright, so let me show you the difference. If I double click on it, here is a question mark. Supposing I enter information, and what you see is the information sign. Click on that. You see that? That is the information sign. Okay, so since it's something prompting you, asking you a question, I might as well leave that as question. So that's fine. Save that. Now let's take care of our reset. Double click on reset. So with the reset, I'm going to start with the following. Let's say I go for, yeah, this one, I can see them here. Let's copy those, paste that in here, equals reset, copy basic, equals clear, overtime, paste, equals clear as well, and just speed that up. Copy this, and that is it, all done. However, in here, these three components here, there are some values in them. So I'm going to come in here, 0.00, and repeat the same thing for the other two, here and here. Now, one other thing is, I'm going to ask the system to initialize the form, but let's run it first and see before. Enter whatever in there and enter whatever value in here. There. If I click on reset, there we go. Well, let's look in here. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in here as well. As for this, that's fine. I'm not going to reset that. But all here is all disappeared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. Let's look for form initialize. There we go. That is it. I'm going to copy that. Go back into my reset, double click there, and underneath here I'm just going to say call user form initialize. That's it. So if I run it now, there we go, and click on reset. You see that it automatically initializes and they're back in there. That is good. All done. There's something that I wanted to show to you guys. You see here, when you click on this, I expect this to automatically disappear. So let's take care of that now. So we double click on that, and that is the inner city. So what I want is, once my mouse enters, so let's say on mouse enter, on mouse move, mouse up, mouse down, let's say mouse enter. When the mouse enter, we want this inner city itself dot text equals clear, and we also want it to dot set focus. Okay, supposing mouse leaves, on mouse leave, if the mouse leave, okay, mouse leaves, let's see if there's any other event. Alright, we set it for mouse leaves. Mouse exits. Once the mouse exits, and if it's empty, let's say if inner city.text, if it equals this, then we want it to default back. Inner city.text will become this and if. So that will take care of that. If I run it now, let me show you that. Come in here, that's the inner city, click, disappears, and as soon as I click elsewhere, you see it is back in there. Let's repeat the same thing for basic salary and overtime. Now come right down here, double click on basic salary and overtime. Basic salary, we change that to, we can just copy and just change this, change the names around. Yeah, copy this. You can do that, you can do it that way. Paste, change the names around. Basic salary, come in here and enter basic salary dot sims, paste and paste, and here as well. Yeah, we need this underneath here. Change this and this. Okay, I think basic salary is taken care of as well. So let's run it. Run. There we go. You see that? Alright, now we need the overtime. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. You can copy and paste. Then for the overtime, I'm going to do it the right way. Come in here, enter, and overtime is going to be that. Paste. Yeah. I will say dot text equals. Then we also want it to overtime dot set focus. Now on exits, so if overtime dot text equals nothing, then here dot text equals there we go, and if, and that is it. Okay, so you can't just do whatever you like without entering values in there, so that is fine. Okay, and that is fine now. Alright, so what we then want to do now is, you see this very one, we want to be able to select whatever value we have in here, and that will reduce the user form. I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. Click on the user form, come right down here, you see where we have zoom. I'm going to change that to, let's go to 15, press enter. You see that? That is the whole idea of that. Okay, so the default value is 100. I just enter 50 and you see how 50 looks like. So when I run it, let's click on the form, run. That's how it looks like. So we want to be able to use this to correct that. So it's actually very good for those who are visually impaired. Okay, so go to back to the default value 100. Now that that is taken care of, double click on this very button here. It's called COB zoom. Double click on COB zoom. So right in here we use an if statement. First of all, let's copy this name. So let's say if COB zoom dot text, if it equals 50, then user form 1 dot zoom equals 50. That is it. Done. And if. Now let's use else if. Copy that. I have it up to 200, so else if it's 100, this becomes 100. Else if. And what about the width? Yeah, let's change the width as well. Okay, let's count. 100 will be the standard width. User form 1 dot width, that is equals 1030. Then the height, user form 1 dot height equals 800. Yeah, that is good. Indent. Now grab hold of this and change it to run for the others. Okay, the next one is if it's 120, this becomes 120, and I'm going to make this about 300. Let's say 3, yeah, something like that. Let's say 28, 25, and the height we can make it about 900. So we can just speed that up, but before then let's run it and see. Change that to 50, change it back to 100, and go for 120. There we go, and so on. So let's speed up the rest. It's the same process. Exit out, double click on this, and then copy, paste, and speed it up. Paste and speed it up. And that is all there is to it, guys. Okay, look at that. All done. So I'm going to now run it. Click on run. Change this to 200. Look at that. That is huge. Okay, so you can just zoom in. Just drag it along. And that is 200. Take it back to 100, the standard form. There. Now take care of some wages in there. Overtime. There we go. And let's add it onto the worksheet. And that is Grace Frogner. Click on add. There we go, guys. And that is how you create your own advanced payroll management system. Guess what, guys? This is standard payroll management system of which you can modify for your own business. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful and interesting tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. I'm trying very hard to get me up to 1 million viewers or 1 million subscribers. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, guys. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.